What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am back with another review video. Big shout out goes out to Yotobikes for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their electric mountain bikes. This is the Leopard model. Just from first impressions, man, this thing is absolutely massive. And just for size comparison, so you can understand, I'm 5'8", and this is what I look like on this bike. It's got pretty good suspension as well. In this review, I'm going to be going over everything there is to know about this electric bike. I'm going to talk about the specs. We're going to do a speed test, a brake test. I'm going to ride around over here and talk about the riding experience. And as an added bonus, we'll take it on a little mini off-road trail that I have over here, because I am, after all, at the world-famous Vaulted Adventures testing grounds. There will be chapters down below, so feel free to skip around to whatever part is of interest to you. But first, let's get started with the specs. So what we got here is the Yotobike Leopard electric mountain bike. It features a 750 watt, 1200 watt peak hub motor in the rear, coupled with a 48 volts, 20 amp hour battery. This should give you a range between 70 and 80 miles, depending on riding mode and riding conditions, of course. We have humongous 26-inch by 4.8-inch Kenda fat tires, coupled with hydraulic brakes front and rear with 180mm rotors. This bike has an RST front fork with 95mm of travel and lockout, as well as a 4-bar linkage suspension in the rear with a HLT 100 shock. We also have a Shimano 7-speed with the Shimano derailleur. We got this beefy torque sensor with pedal detection. That is interesting. In the front, we have a dual LED headlight that's decently bright. This bike also has a rear light, which you manually need to turn on. The total weight of this bike is 70 pounds, with the max load capacity of 400 pounds. And up on the handlebars, we have our rear brake and our Shimano gear changer. In the center, we have a color display with all the information you'll need. And on the left side, we have our front brake, our on-off button and mode selector, and our thumb throttle. And that is pretty much it for the specs. Now, as far as the price, this bike is currently going for $1,499, $1,500. But I will have a 5% discount code for you guys. You can check that out in the description if you're interested in this bike. Now, before I do the top speed test, just two things that stick out right off the bat to me is just, first of all, this thing is massive. The wheels on here are insane. They're 26-inch by 4.8. That is pretty wild, and they look massive. I can't wait to try it off-road and see how it rolls over things. The second thing, which I'll see how I feel about it towards the end of the video, but this is the first time, and I've reviewed a lot of bikes and scooters, that I have the throttle on the left side. Am I gonna not like it or like it? I don't know. We'll see it. It's kind of weird. I'll see how I feel about it towards the end, though. Now, let's do our top speed run. Alright, so starting procedure is pretty simple. There is a little button over here for the battery. The battery has to be on in order for the bike to be turned on. So it is on. You just hold this M button for 2 or 3 seconds and the screen will turn on. I'm sorry if you can't see the screen. It is very bright out, and the screen might also flicker because of the frame rate. But regardless, we have 5 different pedal assist modes. 0 obviously means no throttle. You ride the bike like a normal bike. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and those will affect the speeds when you're pedaling. On this particular bike, the throttle is separated, which means even if you're in pedal assist mode 1, if you hit the throttle, you're going to hit the top speed. Another thing that this bike has is it's got an on-off switch for the throttle, which is kind of interesting. You can completely disconnect the throttle. I've never seen that before, but we'll keep it on obviously for our test. I got my GPS app open and the top speed reset. Put that in my pocket just for safety. And we will try our top speed. So right off the bat, the torque is pretty nice. It's not gonna be spinning tires crazy, but it's nice enough to get you going. Ooh, getting windy, gotta close my visor. I hope this wind I have front-facing wind. I hope it doesn't affect our top speed, but bike is showing 28. I'll give it a little bit more time till the end of the road to give my GPS enough time to catch up, because the GPS app I use is a little laggy sometimes. So we'll see. The bike did show 28. It did take this whole road to hit the top speed. It got to around 20 or so fairly quick. But let's see what our phone data shows. Oh, wow. Actually, my phone, if you guys can see well, is showing a top speed was 31.8. That is absolutely insane. Insane. I am very impressed. Very impressed right now. Guys, I don't know if you follow my channel, but I've reviewed many e-bikes and many scooters, and most of the time, I know it sucks to say, but most of the time the advertised speed is not really what you're getting. It might be a mile or 2 per hour off, up to like 5 miles per hour off. This bike is advertised at 28, so if I hit 28, I'm super stoked. We just hit 31.8 on a 28 mile an hour bike. That is wild. I don't know if you guys understand. That is wild. It is so rare. This is the first time that has ever happened to me, that the bike goes faster than what's advertised. Now, as far as me, I weigh 165, and as I mentioned before, I am 5'8", so if you're lighter than me, a lighter rider might even be able to go faster. That is wild. Now, it did take it a little bit of time to get there, but because it went faster, that is absolutely impressive. Really, really nice. Now, let's go ahead with our brake test. These are brand new brakes, so we'll give it a few shots. And they're hydraulic, which is also very impressive. There's a bush coming up to the right. I'm gonna brake in 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. That is a lot of weight to stop. Ooh, you can see my mark. That left a mark and a half. As far as distance though, we're looking at an estimated, I want to say between 30 and 40 feet estimated. But let's run it one more time, just for science sake. I like to run these tests twice. Again, as I said earlier, these are brand new brakes. They're only gonna get better and better with time as they bed themselves in. But anyways, let's go again. Bike is at 20, 22, 23, 24. Oh yeah, you know what? I broke a little bit better this time. We did much better. This is my old mark. We're almost 4 to 5 feet better stopping distance this time. So yeah, the brakes will get better and better with time. And that was our brake test. Now, how is it riding this thing? Honestly, I'm loving it. I'm getting more and more used to it. Having these huge tires makes such a big difference. I feel like you can conquer anything, any terrain. Pretty wild. And the bike itself has pretty good geometry. Really nice and very, very solid. The suspension feels very, very nice. It's an RST fork, which is also rare to see on some of these bikes. Sometimes they get like this generic fork, so having like a name brand like RST, it's really good to see. And the fork feels amazing. We're gonna test it out more when we go off-roading. Let's test something else. I'm in pedal assist mode 5. Let's see how long does the torque sensor. Oh yeah, right away. Excellent. And very nice and subtle. Let's try that one more time. Slow down. See how many revolutions does it take for the motor to start kicking in. Okay, half a revolution. Crazy. Yeah, pretty immediate. And supposedly this whole system down there, the torque sensor, is like specifically designed to kind of like match your, or not really match, I don't know exactly how to say it. They explained it on their website a bit better. It's like it recognizes how hard or how soft you're pedaling, or if you're struggling or not, and it kind of it gives you the right amount of power, which is great. Now, this is a pretty massive bike, but let's see what the turning radius is like. Holy cow. Crazy. Pretty good. Pretty good. You can turn this, check it out, pretty far. Almost 90 degrees. Pretty cool. And the power, if you give it a, see, it wants to lift. It's not a light bike. It's not heavy. It's not too heavy, but it's not light. And that motor's got some power for sure. This is excellent. I'm really liking this. As far as stances, I'm a little leaned forward right now, kind of like like a mountain bike. So something to consider. As far as build quality and things like that, this thing feels solid, and it's fairly stable. Pedaling with the motor on, such a weird feeling. Pretty crazy, but very, very straight as an arrow. Very, very solid. The only thing that I could say, this thumb throttle right here on the left, weird. It does take a little bit of time to get used to. My muscle memory is so much to hit the throttle on the right side that it took me a second to to put it into my brain that it's right here on the left side. When I was putting the bike together, I thought about it. I'm like, that's weird, man. I've never seen it on the left side like that. And I thought maybe I can move it over, but in reality there's like no more room left over here on the right side. Even if I was to put this over here, it'll be way too far out. Maybe I can move this over and put the thumb throttle here, but I don't know. I guess they prioritized having the Shimano gear changer and having the throttle here on the left side. It is what it is. You get used to it, but it is a little weird in the beginning. As far as the seat / saddle, it's decent. It's very large, and as far as show you that right now. This is how soft it is. It's like medium. It's not too soft, and it's not super firm. I'm sure it'll break in with time. Cool thing about it though is it's like universal size tubing, so you don't like it, you can easily get your favorite seat on this bike and customize it a little bit, which is pretty nice. But anyways, now let's test our off-road capabilities of this bike, which is a mountain bike. And I want to check how these tires, oh yeah, run over here. I'm already liking it. And the fork, now you may hear it on my voice, this trail is very bumpy. I say this in every single review. Oh man, we're flying. This trail is very bumpy. There's ups and downs. How does it handle it? Oh yeah, with no problems. Yeah, this thing shines on terrain like this. Light trail work, let's call it. We're absolutely flying over here. Absolutely nailed this part as expected. Yeah, this thing's fun. Now let's test how everything held up in this section. I always do that. Mainly I'm looking at the headset. Pretty good. Everything's good. Everything's solid. Tires are still good. Yep. Tires are great. Alright, well, I must say that I am taken by surprise with this particular review. I am highly impressed with this bike. Now, it is a little bit on the pricier side. You're talking about $1,500 plus the 5% discount code, which I'm able to provide you guys. Check that out in the description. So you're saving a little bit, but is it worth it? Is it good value for money? And things I like, things I don't like. Let's start with things I like. First and foremost, I love the fact that it hit almost 32 miles an hour when it's advertised to go 28. That is absolutely ridiculous. Love that. Love having the speed. Amazing. Second thing I like is the suspension. I like it a lot. It felt very, very good having that RST fork on there. Really nice. That rear shock is nicer. Could be a bit softer, but Really, really nice as well. I like the tires. When I first got this bike, I was like, whoa, these are massive. You know, it's insane. 26 by almost 5 inches. What is it? 26 by 4.8 inch. Insane. But I actually really like how it feels. You're riding and you're like on top of the world, like the king of the castle. You know, that's the only way to explain it. And it rolls over things. Really, really nice, especially off-road. I love the fact that it comes with a name brand tire like Kenda. Very, very nice. Small things like that just add up and add to the value, and that's really important. I like the overall build quality of this thing. It's built very, very well, and I really like that cadence sensor or torque sensor, whatever you want to call it. It works pretty well. Now, things I don't like, and there are really two. One would be when I first got the bike, just installing the battery was a little bit weird until I figured it out. It could be a user error, so I won't blame it on the bike, but it just took a little bit of time for me to finally sit the battery in. Once it's in, it's solid and it looks great, but it took me a second to figure that out. Maybe it's my fault, so I won't fully blame the bike, but could have been easier. Second thing is that thumb throttle on the left. Now, I don't want to say 100% I don't like it, because if you never had experience of having it to the right and you don't have your brain like wired that way, you might find this completely fine and great. I just reviewed so many bikes and ridden so many e-bikes that my brain is wired and I got that muscle memory to go to the right. So it tripped me out in the beginning. I did get used to it. It didn't end up being as bad as I thought. I just find it weird. And that's pretty much it. But I think those are more like personal things, you know what I mean? I don't blame the bike for it. Now, is this thing good value for money? Again, we said $1,500 plus 5% off. In my book, it is 100% good value for money, even though it is on the pricier side. I mean, you get what you pay for, and you pay a little bit more for this bike, but you're getting really, really high components. The only thing you might want to change, again, personal thing, is that seat, and which is easily changeable to customize it and make it your own. But other than that, this bike looks great. Now, I'm pretty sure I went over everything there is to know about this bike, but in case I missed anything, or if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I will do my best to try to answer. If I was able to provide you guys with any type of value, I would highly appreciate it if you left a like on this video. That helps me out a lot, and it's free for you. If you want to see more of these reviews, there are plenty more coming. Definitely hit that subscribe button. But that is pretty much it for me, guys. My name's Tom. This has been the Yotobike Leopard electric mountain bike. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.